Hi everyone, welcome back to RTS and welcome back to, well, a little bit of everything. So what are we going to do today? Well, first of all, this is going to be part of Becky's Love Layout video hop, and I will have the information listed below. I'm excited to see who is going to be all involved in this love fest. Yes, it is all about love layouts today. There's a video hop, and so all of the gals will be listed below. Please click on their link and give them some love. Yes, and then also too, we are going to have paper pad party time here at RTS. That's what we're going to do. You can see all these paper pads that have to do with love. Yes, because some of my subscribers had asked to see some 6x6 paper pads, and you know I'm happy to oblige. And then the second thing is, third thing. The third thing is that we are going to be playing with the block design, because if you notice over the weekend there was a mega video listed, and we talked about the block design in our Go To Design series. So if you haven't seen that, all the links will be listed below. So when I said we have a little bit of everything going on, oh yes, we got a little bit of everything going on. No, excuse me. So I thought what we would do today is do something a little bit different in the start to finish, because we got the love factor going on, and Becky asked us to share when we're doing our layout to, of course, include hearts, and then why we love what we are doing in our layout. So of course, you know, I have my little one, and I don't even need to say why I love this thing. Yes, my little Batman. Yes, okay. So I thought what we would do today in this start to finish is that we would talk about 6x6 paper pads, and of course I have a Valentine slash love type paper pads out, and then how I'm going to do that and incorporate the block design in this start to finish. Whew. Man, I really need some notes for this. Okay, so how would I do this if all I have is my photos here and I want to do a block design? Okay, what would I do? And of course, I had said in our Go To Design, in that block design video that just popped up, I had said in that video that if you want to play with blocks, 6x6 paper pads is the ideal thing, because a 6x6 paper pad, this is nothing but blocked pieces of paper. Yes, they're just in 6x6 size, okay? And of course, I was just looking through these, and I noticed they said $5.99, and I thought, well, you know, they haven't really went too far up in price, because this was on 2012. So 6x6 paper pads have, you know, stayed the same. And now I saw that 6.5 by 6.5 paper pads in this Creativation release in some companies are now $8.99. $9 for a 6.5 by 6.5 paper pad. I'm sorry to tell you folks, but that's out of my price range. I just don't know where some of these manufacturers are coming up with these prices, but I mean, I know things are going up in price, but I mean, even if you add a half an inch to this, $9 for a paper pad? Ugh, man. So I say, if you do not want to purge your paper pads, do not purge them. No, they're going up in price. Just wanted to say that. We're just having a little bit of talk here. Okay, so with my 6x6 paper pads, I will also list below a video, and it was mega too. Sorry, recently, where I took this Valentine slash love category in my space and I tore it down because I wasn't using it. And so I'm now going to incorporate these colors and these designs throughout the year. Okay, so these are the ones I have in this group, and I will keep them as this group for my 6x6 paper pads, because they're just easy to go. They're just right underneath my desk. Okay, so I'm going to look through these paper pads, and I thought I would go through a little bit of process, because I got to ask this question too. How do I go about choosing the papers when I have photos in hand? Okay, because sometimes we work from kits, and so you just use the papers. Well, now I'm doing it in reverse. I have my photos in hand, and I'm probably only going to do one of these, but I have the date on one, and I don't want to lose that. Okay, and so I'm definitely probably going to use both of these photos, because I love these photos of my little girl. And of course, there's hearts in the photos, because Becky asked us on our love layouts to put hearts on the pages. Okay, so I have these 6x6 paper pads. How do I go about choosing which one I want, because I have a variety? And so I'm looking at my photos, and of course I look at colors, and of course I have a little bit of pastel blue and some pink, and I got some black in here. And of course, it's my little girl, so anything for me, pink is going to work. And then, of course, the other thing I'm looking at is that since this is a love page, I basically can use anything I want, but it certainly has a mood and feel of something more light, airy, whimsical, fun. It's not so serious, not so vintage, that type of thing. And so I definitely know that this My Mind's iPad, it's called Lost and Found. Of course, we love this. Of course, it was by Jen Allison. We loved everything she did. This is a little too distressed for me, so that will be a no-go. Okay, and then we have one here by yours truly. This is by Pebbles. And so looking at it, these are totally fine, but I would say this is a little more whimsical. And what I do is I take my photos right to my paper. This is a little bit more whimsical. So I don't think, no, it's just too whimsical. So that's a no-go. So what do we have next? Now I will tell you this My Mind's Eye Lucky in Love. I don't know why, because I do not like these papers, but I am not purging it. No, okay? But of course, any of these would be fine. I can make any piece of paper work. If I have to, I truly can make any piece of paper work. But that's a little too more, how do I want to say, childlike? Now, isn't it something with 6x6 paper pads? You can open one, and Simple Stories is known for this. You open it up, the whole blooming thing falls apart. And then you have some like this. You couldn't even get the paper out of here if you had a forklift. No, it's just crazy how different binding for different manufacturers, of course. Okay, but My Mind's Eye, great company. Simple Stories, great company. Okay, so again, any of this would work. It's just by my mood and feel. Okay, and so what else do we have here? Well, here's another Pebbles, and this is called We Go Together. I can tell you this is a little bit more childlike, more whimsical than I Want to Go, but definitely has the cute factor. Okay, and then we have Crepe Paper 14. And this is exactly what I did when I got these out. I was looking at them and I thought, okay, well, which one? Okay, pretty. Any of these, of course, you know, I have to keep in mind my little one, and she's not a floral gal, so I try not to go too floral, okay? But again, any of these would work. I'm looking for mood and feel, okay? And then what else do we have? We have True Love by Basic Gray, and I'm simply just going to flip through, and I already know which one I'm going to use, of course. But it's just not the right color scheme. Yeah, that's not for my little girl. Yeah, okay? And then, of course, we have this Echo Park Head Over Heels, and I will tell you, after I tore down this category, I'm so sick of seeing this collection. I had 3 of them. I mean, what was I thinking? But it definitely, I had entertained the thought because there's typewriters. That is totally my little girl because she's a little writer at heart. And also, too, there's, you know, she's still in college. That would be cute. And what else did I see? Well, I think that's all I saw, so that didn't make it. So what I decided to go with and play with in this paper pad party, and I will move these for a minute, is that I'm going to play with Crepe Paper Love Notes, and this is from 2013, so 6 years ago. And so how did I decide that I was going to do this? And it simply was just what I just showed. I just did a quick flip, and if something caught my eye, then I thought, okay, that's what I will use, and that right there is what caught my eye. And so when this paper caught my eye, I think it's probably because of the bokeh look that's on the paper, is like the bokeh look that's in the photo, and I think that's totally why I was drawn to it, that I decided I will use, my papers will all come from this paper pad just to make it easy for myself. So that is a little bit of paper pad talk in our paper pad party. So when it comes to a theme, such as Valentine's or love, I even though I'm breaking apart my other category, you know, everything else in this category, my paper pads, I only have this many, very manageable. I'm just going to keep them together. No big deal. Just keep them in a category, and I'm calling it love. Yes. Okay. So then what else will I do? I will just grab a piece of cardstock, which I know it'll probably be white, because I want to do some stitching. I think that is what I'm going to do. That's my plan. Okay, so what I decided to do is that I broke out my Amy Tangerine stitching templates. Now, I'm going to challenge you to break this out because I know a lot of you have these templates. And since Becky gave us the challenge for hearts, I thought I would actually get some stitching, and I have this. Let me see if you can see this. Yeah, you can see it here. I'm actually going to use this template here, and I'm going to basically cross stitch these little hearts. That's what I'm going to do. And so my papers are going to be minimal. I'm going to use the block design, which will probably just be 6x6 squares of block. And it's going to be very easy design. Very simple, very quick, because I want to take the time to do some stitching. And I had said that in another video, that when you're working on a page where you're going to be heavy in technique, make everything else simple. Use pre-made embellishments. Do paper, a paper design that's very quick, a sketch design very quick. And so I'm just going to do some blocks of paper. And if you want to hang on a little bit more, I will just keep talking about what I'm going to do for this page, because I think I pretty much have everything decided. And this came from, these are just embroidery sets from Amy Tangerine. And I don't know if this one had a name. Let's see. I guess it was just called Hello. So that is what it is. Okay. And there was 4 templates that came in this. Okay. And there are a variety, but I'm just focused on this heart because that was a challenge that Becky gave us. And so speaking of stitching, how do I go about pulling what thread I want? Okay. Well, I really don't know what color thread I'm going to use for my stitching. So I made it easy on myself, and I just grabbed my box of floss and thread, and I want to show you something. And I think I talked about this in some kind of organizing video. We have so many organizing videos on this channel. It is unbelievable. I think the last count was 45. Yeah, 45 organizing videos already. We haven't even been here a year. Oh, I love that. So I said this in another video. When you have like for the stitching template, and when I'm going to use this template and I want to use the floss, then keep the items that you would need to use those templates, keep that together. That came from Tiffany Spalding. She says, keep things together you use together. And this is a prime example. I keep my extra bobbins in there. And I have all of my floss here by color. And of course, this baby pink is, drawing my eye. But I will definitely pull out my inspiration paper, which was that right there, okay? And I will pull some colors. Maybe I'll do a couple different hearts, or maybe I'll stitch my hearts in embellishment clusters and use that as bases. We'll see how that goes, okay? And so that is how I'm going to use my stitching template. I have everything here. I'm good to go. That won't take long, and I'm excited to do this. I have a little bit of time. I want to sit here and play, and definitely when Becky from My Creative Life, she gave us this challenge, I was thinking about it. And then the other thing I decided to pull out is I decided to pull out a stamp. Stamp and stitching, sign me up. So I found this here by Technique Tuesday, and so I definitely could do some stamping that would be very easy, or I could stamp this heart, or any of these hearts, or a combination, and do my stitching around those hearts. Very simple to do. Or I could use Amy Tangerine's template here. So I have 2 different options. Or I could do some stitching with this big heart and some stamping with this small heart. And I just had this out for a video, and I saw this one that said love, because, and there's the heart, because Becky asked us to do that on our page. So those are my tools and my techniques I'm going to do. I have my paper, I have my photos, and basically what else do I need? I just need a little bit of bling bling zing zing, and I just pulled my little embellishment bowl here that I used that is going to be part of our kit crunch, and I will have that video listed below because that kit just popped up too. So I just have all these fun little Nuvo drops, embellish, enamel dots, and some lawn fawn, lawn fawn, yes. Or freckled fawn. No, freckled fawn, yes. These puffy stickers, and I am not a fan of freckled fawn puffy stars, puffy hearts, so we will see if these actually land and how much adhesive I need to use for these puffy hearts, but that's the plan. Now, if you want to stay here for a minute, I will show you the papers I'm going to pull, or what I think I may pull. I didn't really decide, but I definitely know there's the pink, so I'm going to pull this one. And this one, and I'm using this as my inspiration. Of course, I get some turquoise in here. And let's just see what else we can, well, there's one. Okay. But that scale is kind of the same. So let's see what else we can find. Oh, this one. But if I use one, might not use the other one. But I definitely could make some tabs. I showed that in another video recently. And where are my photos? Okay. So that would look good. Because even though I'm using this as my inspiration, I'm still looking at my photos and seeing what else I could use. No floral. No that. No. That pink there, that would be cute. That might be a contender. No. That gray is cute. Ooh. Becky said to use hearts. Okay. So maybe it'll be those three. And let's see what else. We'll see if we can pull one more. I like those arrows. Okay. But again, this is too close in scale. Okay, so I would only pick one of those. And let's see. We'll pick one more. And I think that's what we will do. None of them's tickling my fancy. And so I always say when you're picking something like this, oh, wouldn't that be fun? I'm going to pull one of them. You know why? As a block, I'm not going to cut those apart. I don't like those little things. This is cute too. Okay, so I pulled 6 of those, and we'll see which ones we play with. And I always say, pull one extra and then put your pad away. Yeah, that way you'll have everything at your fingertips. So that is how I'm going to start this start to finish. I have my templates. I have some stamps. I have these freckled fawn. We'll see if these can be something I start to like. I don't know. These don't stay. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Let me find these. Look at these hearts, or these stars. See how they curl up? I think that is such a huge design flaw. I really would have loved to use those stars. And it's a great product as far as the color and the size. But that curling, yeah, even putting adhesive down, I don't see if I can't really get them to stick. However, I do have that new Scotch Super Glue Gel. That might be how I do that. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get out and play with a block design and do some stitching, some stamping, and we'll see how this start to finish block design with the paper pad party along with Becky and the gals. We'll see how this all goes. Okay, come back. Okay, I am back with my finished page doing the love factor. Yes, that Becky gave us the challenge. And also using a 6x6 paper pad and also using the block design. So, of course, let's talk about the block design because that is absolutely the design I did. And I used this paper pad, which was Crepe Paper Love Notes, and does it matter the year? 2013, 6 years ago. Imagine that. Still beautiful today. And I took 4 pieces of 6x6 papers, and I left them in the original 6x6 format. Didn't cut them down, and I just layered them. So simple to do. And you can see in the Go To Design series, the block version, you'll see how simple that is. It's just layering. And I take it step by step so you can learn more there. And then I also got out 2 journaling cards and then some tucking of some decorative elements. So I have a decorative element here, which is just basically half of that, and then one over here, and then one over here. You see a little bit was just left over from a page from a couple of days ago, and then I put that on white cardstock. And then what did I do with the block design again? I'm gonna move this just for a minute. Yes, what I did was I took some of those 6x6 papers and I cut those up into small strips using the scraps. So whatever was on the header of those pieces, and then also too just cutting some of this down and some of this down, and I've just made little strips in this size, and I think it was a 1/2 inch, and it didn't matter the length, it was just the width. I kept it a 1/2 inch, and I will show you how I did that. Is I just went to the outside border of this page and I just layered them on there just like that, and I glued them down. Some are overlapping, some are side by side, but I did use a heavy cardstock, and it is just the back side of a piece of paper that I have a lot of, not too crazy about, but it's a great weight. And so that is using these small blocks to create a border on my page using the block design. I didn't adhere that down yet because I wanted you to see what that really is. It's not a piece of paper. It's a lot of pieces of paper, okay? Again, just little 1/2 inch strips, and again, adhered the whole way around. I just used my ATG. Or I think I might have used some quick dry on that. I think I did. And some are overlapped. You can see some are overlapped and some are side by side, just in a very random, sporadic. I did try to get hearts, you know, in a different size. And then if I had some dark pink, try to get it throughout the turquoise. You know, try to get them in a, what do I want to say? So I didn't have turquoise besides turquoise, pink beside ping, if that makes sense. And so this will just get absolutely adhered right on top of that. And so my border is just little blocks of paper. Yes, of course, with all the major blocks here. And then, of course, if you see on the outside of this block, what do I have? I have stamping. Yes, now I did not plan on that. However, this is what happens when you pull out supplies, even if you don't use them. And so I had pulled this stamp set out, and I had these words here, and I thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice to do a perimeter of words? And then I thought, well, some of those really aren't, oh, I Puppy Heart You, that'd been fun. But I thought, wouldn't it be nice to do a variety of text and words? And so then I absolutely grabbed a set here, and I honestly think this came from Michael's way back in the day. It's just a little stamp set, and it says mom and daughter and things like that. And my other one says hashtag you and me. And so I alternate the word mom, daughter, hashtag you and me. And then I just repeated it the whole way around the perimeter of my page. And I did use my Tim Holtz stamp platform for that. And so then I just kept those 3 words together, and then I would move my paper. That was the quickest way I found to do it. Wasn't hard at all, very fun. But I will say sometimes when you're stamping, and I think this is why for me, sometimes I don't like to get into stamping, is because sometimes the stamping blocks or stamping platforms causes mistakes. And so I had a mistake on this page, and where is it? Well, you won't see it because I covered it up. There was some smudging here of some ink that had got on the platform, and it landed on my page. And so I thought, well, okay, well, you can't fix a smudge, so you just cover it up. So that's why that sticker Mad For You is there. And then it just gave me a little bit of a landing place for just a small cluster, because I absolutely did get some stitching in using Amy Tangerine stitching template. I put it right there. And then, of course, you'll see that I have a cluster here, a cluster here, and a cluster here, and they are all basically hearts, because that was the challenge, to use hearts on this page. And of course, I used a flare with a heart, and I just took some more of that pattern paper, and I used a heart punch. So if you look on this page, I got stamping, stitching, and punching. And I absolutely love that. And then another little fun technique that we've done, old school is what I say, is we use scraps and we created a border. How fun is that? Yes. Now I will adhere that on there, and I'm thinking, let me see if I can find it. I'm thinking I may add some photo corners up here in the corner. It depends on if I think this will frame. See, I think it would frame my page a little bit better if I used photo corners rather than just leaving it there. Or what I could do, since I have 2 photo corners here, I could do 2 photo corners there, and it would be opposite ends. Or I could go ahead and repeat that again and keep that flow of the photo corners in that diagonal design. No wrong way to do that. I may do that just there. I think I may, or I may do all 4. It all depends. But I will be adding photo corners once I adhere that down. Not quite sure how many I'll use. And then I did another stamping here where it says epic, because I had a little bit of an empty space there because of my journaling. And so my title is So This Is Love, and that was the challenge that Becky gave us, was of course to use hearts on our layout, and also to why you love what is in your layout. Of course, mine's my little girl. I don't even need to say why I love this, why I love her. And of course, I'll do a close-up of my journaling if you want to read it, because I know if I read it, I'd probably start crying. So I won't read that on film, but I will have a close-up at the end if you want to read my journaling. And so that is why I called it So This Is Love. Yes, absolutely. So that is definitely a 3 for 3. We used the block design with 6x6 papers using the 6x6 paper pad, and then we used even smaller blocks of paper to create a border on our page. We used Becky's challenge of love, and then also we got in the paper pad party. So yes, that is a 3 for 3. Love how this page turned out. It was very fun to play with these colors and to play with this photo, and then also to get some heartfelt journaling on there, get some stamping and stitching. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this page, but it really didn't take that long because of the block design. And I will reiterate that one more time. When you have a page where you're doing something that's a heavy technique, you're mixed media girls, you know what I'm talking about. You spend so much time in the background, everything else else needs to be simple, because otherwise you sit there for 4 days doing a page. We don't want to do that. So I did some stitching and stamping, so I kept all of this the same. This literally took 4 minutes to do. It really wasn't that big of a deal. And then of course my journaling. Got a flare on there. Haven't played with flare for a little bit. And of course my lovely photo corners. So that is my page for today. I want to thank Becky at My Creative Life for asking me to jump in on this YouTube hop. And one more thing I want to say about Becky and her channel, My Creative Life, and it will be linked below. If you like using more than one photo on a layout, she has a series that she has created, and she has kept up with this series for some time, and it's called Multi-Photo Monday. And I definitely suggest you hop over and see what she does for that. And then she has a group of gals that join in each week doing that. So definitely one of the best series, I think, on YouTube here if you want to do more than one photo on a page. So definitely look at Becky, and her channel is called My Creative Life. Yes, it is all about learning and sharing with each other, right? We're one big community around here. Absolutely. So that is all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed seeing the block design in action. Of course, I will also have a link to the Mad Dash page where we totally, that's real-time scrapbooking, showing again the block design. And hopefully I'll do another one up soon using the block design. And then also too, breaking out our 6x6 paper pads. How fun is that? Okay, that never gets old. So that is all I have for today. Come back to RTS, because you never know what we're gonna do. Bye.